Hello again, and today we are going to go step by step on our first part in SolidWorks. I figured I'd step through and walk through this so that I can explain some of the steps because sometimes it's a lot easier to hear it and have someone explain than it is just to read it on a page. So we've opened up, we've double clicked on the SolidWorks 2022 icon, and we've come to this page. We discussed yesterday, we're going to click on Learn, step-by-step tutorials, and we are going to go to Introduction to SolidWorks. Okay, and this again, we want to focus on the functions that we are doing, right? Each function that we are using to make this part, not so much the part itself. Because when we use these functions, we're going to use those every day for every single part. We're going to do it the same way. So let's get started. Click on my first part. It's going to tell you to open a new document. Okay, a new document. And if you click this, it'll highlight it up here. It'll show the new document in flash. And we're going to put a new part. Okay, and it will open up. Okay, and we can click next. And it's going to say click on extrude boss. If you click this here, see it's right over here. We'll click that. And it says it's going to use the top plane. Now, why is this important? Well, maybe it isn't so important for some parts. But if we're going to want to 3D print our part or machine our part or put it on the laser, it's nice to have this because then it'll be in the same orientation that the machine will make it, so that we don't have to rotate it after we've saved the part and then printed it. All right, when we import it into the software, it'll be in the same orientation. So let's click that there, and it says to click on the circle icon. So if you click that here, it shows circle. Now, it says to move the point towards the origin. This right here, you can see the arrows pointing. Now, if I hover over it, you see the little yellow mark there. It shows it no matter what, if I put it right there and I make my circle. Now if I try to move my circle, right? If I try to move it, I cannot move it because it has been locked down. If you see the green here, that has been locked in place so that we set an origin. Remember we said that we're gonna, what is it, is a circle. Now this one, the where is it came first, right? Because this is the first thing we've done. There's nothing else here, so there's nothing to compare it to. So the where is it is right at the origin, and then we'll set the how big is it. Now if I had made my circle way up here, right, where it's not touching the origin, now I'd be able to move that wherever I wanted. Now if I lock that down on here, well, now if I try to move that circle wherever I want, look what it's doing, right? Because it's not the only constraint that we have is the center of that circle is on the perimeter of the other circle. Let's delete that one. So we put the what is it is the circle. Where is it? We put it at the origin. Now how, and let's click next, and we'll go to the how big is it. Now when you make your circle, let's do that again. Click your circle icon, you put it in the center. It doesn't matter how big you make it. Just click the button, drag it away, and click the button again, and it'll make a circle here. We don't know how big it is yet. We'll do that in the next step. All right, so click next. It says click on smart dimension. If you click the icon, it'll highlight it up here. It'll flash it blue. So what are we going to do? We're going to click this outside line, right? We're going to click that outside line. We're going to just drag it away a bit, and we're going to type in 128. I'm going to change this to millimeters. Okay, 128 millimeters. That's how big our circle is. So we got the what, the where, and the how big. Okay, so when we've clicked it, click on Smart Dimension, click the perimeter of the circle, click it again, and now you can enter the value of how big your circle is, 128 millimeters. So let's click Extrude to the next topic. Exit sketch. If you click that, right, it'll highlight it, exit sketch. Now, at this point, our drawing is just two-dimensional, right? There's no thickness to it. If I try to rotate, you can see that it has no thickness. So now we're going to add thickness. Exit sketch. Okay, we exit sketch, and it's going to say select in the properties manager direction 1. You can see that here, right? D1 is direction 1. How far are we going to go? We're going to go 7 millimeters. So we're going to change that 10 to 7 and hit enter. Okay. Now if you click the green check mark here or the green check mark here, it will close and finish that. Now you can see that our part has thickness, right? It has a third dimension. All right, let's go to the next topic. Saving the part. If we go up here, click the tab to see where it's at. There it is, save. And I'm going to type mine. You're going to type period, and I'll just put period 1. Dash Mr. B. Right, so I know where my model is so that if you don't finish, you can open this back up and start it again and click save. Let's go to the next topic, sketching the boss. Okay, extrude boss base. So we click that again, the same icon. Okay, select the top face of the part. If we click here onto there, you see how it rotates the part around so that we're looking flat at the object. Now we are going to make something on it. What is it? It is a circle. So if you click the icon, you can see there, click circle, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to hover over the origin. Why do we do that? Because we want it in the exact center of our previous circle. If I move it right here and I make it, look, it's not in the center. It will not be lined up. So we hover over the center. You'll see the yellow icon that shows that there's going to be a constraint. It will constrain it. It'll hold it right to that center point. And just pull it out. It don't matter the distance. Just pull out, go like that. Okay. So you will click the center. You'll drag it away and click again, and that will draw this circle. So we got the what is it and the where is it. Now let's put how big is it. Okay. I'm going to click on Smart Dimension. You click this again, you can see, highlights it. Smart Dimension. We will click the outside, drag it away, and it tells us to make it 75. So type 75, enter, and now we can see our circle is 75. Go to the next topic. Okay, so what we're going to do is we have this circle now at 75. Instead of drawing another circle, which we could do, we're going to use the offset key, offset function. So if you click this, if you click the little icon, it'll show you where it's at, offset. And we're going to click that circle that we just made. You're going to see this pop up. Okay, and it says to set the distance to 5. We set it to 5, but we want our offset to go inside, not outside. So if you click over here, you can see under the menu, there's a box that says reverse. You can put a check mark there, and now you can see that it's made our offset of our circle on the inside of our original circle. You can hit the next topic. Exit sketch. Again, exit sketch. Okay. I didn't click OK. So I'll do that again. Here, 5, reverse, check mark. Now you can see it has 2 black circles. Now when I go to extrude, how far? We're going to go 12. So it has 7 in there right now. We're going to switch that to 12 and do the check mark. Now you can see that we have another section on top. And go to the next topic. Extrude cut. So when we're making models, we can't subtract from nothing. So we always have to make something first. And you can add on top of it or you can subtract away. So let's go on to our next function. We use this a lot. It's called extrude cut. So if you click the icon, you'll see there that it makes it flash, extrude cut. I'm going to click that. We're going to make it on the same face right here in the circle. Now we're going to, what is it? It is a circle again. Where is it? Right in the center. When you see the yellow highlight that shows it has a constraint, you will click the button. Just click it. You're not going to hold it in, just click it, drag it away, and click again. And now we have our circle. So we have the what is it, the where is it, and we will go to the next one, next topic. Okay, we're going to do smart dimension. Click the line of our circle, and now how big is it? It says that it is 25. And hit enter. Now you can see our circle is exactly 25 millimeters. Next topic. To create the hole, just like when we did the extrude, we're going to exit the sketch. And now you can see that it wants to drill a hole through the part. How far do we want to go? Well, we want it to go all the way through the part. So if you look over here under direction 1, it says blind. Blind is where you would set a specific distance. If you wanted it to go 5 millimeters, right? If we put 5 millimeters and hit enter, we'll see that it did not cut all the way through the part because remember we made this 7 thick. So how can we make sure that it goes all the way through without having to enter a value? Well, we can go here to, instead of blind, we can click through all. And no matter if it's 5 millimeters thick or 1,000 millimeters thick, it will go through the entire part. And now you can see we have a hole go through the entire part. Next topic, adding fillets. So we will select, this is really square, right? The really sharp corners. And when we 3D print, it is very hard for the machine to make nice square corners, and it's also much weaker. So we add fillets to all of our edges on most times. So this wants to show us the fillet tool. So if we click that, you can see that it shows here, it highlights it, fillet. And what we're going to do is we're going to click this top surface. Now, if you click a surface, right, I can click a line and it will only do, well, it's the size it says is 2 millimeters. So I want it to make sure that I give you a preview. Show preview. So if you look at this, you can see that it's only getting that one line, but we want both lines. So instead of having to click each individually, we can click the surface and it will do both of them. It also wants us to do it on the side of the part here. We can click that and you can see it does the top edge and the bottom edge. Once we've selected those and we've had 2 millimeters put in, we can select, click the green check mark, and you can see now that our edges are nice and smooth. They're rounded off. Once you've done that, we can go to the next topic. All right. So now we're going to try something a little different. We are going to select this top surface first. See how it's blue? Okay, we have selected that. Extrude boss base. Again, if you click this, it will highlight where you need to click. We're going to click that top surface of the part. So we want the line function. So if we select this here, you'll see that it highlights the line function. Now we don't want a regular line, we want a center line. And what does that mean? That means it's not going to actually draw a physical line, it's just going to make a representation of a line that we can use for something else. So if we select center line, we want to take, and now we know the what is it is a center line. Where is it? We want to select the origin again, and you just click the button and let go and move it away. Now, if you look at my right by my pencil, you can see that there's a yellow box with a black line in it. What does that mean? That means that it is straight with the axis, right? I can go over here. It will give me that. I can go over here, right? It's 90 degrees. It is straight. If I'm off, you can see here, if I'm going this direction, of course, you don't have that line. So you want to come up here. Now, what would happen if I set it here? Remember we talked about constraints. If I select right there, it's going to end that line right there. No matter what I do, I'm not going to be able to change the length of that line. So we do not want to click it on any other line that would lock it in place. In fact, you can make that line all the way up here, right? All the way up here, and it's not going to make a difference. There it is. Okay. What is it? It's a line. Where is it? We started at the origin and we made it straight with the part, right? We made it straight with the axis that the part is sitting on. Okay. It don't matter the length. Just move it away from the part and click. Don't have it select on any of the other lines, because now we will add how big is it. Okay. We are going to select the circle icon. At the very end of the part, you can see there how it makes the yellow box. That means that that circle is going to be right at the end of that line. If I select there, now you can see when I move the circle, right? When I move the circle, not how big it is, but when I move it, it moves the line with the circle because they now have a constraint to each other. The center of that circle is at the very end of that line. Click the next topic. Smart dimension. We are now going to add, we did the what, line and a circle. We did the where, the line starts at the center and just moves away. The circle is going to connect to the end of the line. Now how big is it? Well, it tells us our circle is 27. So smart dimension and click on the outside of the circle and click away from it. And we're going to type in 27. How big is the line? Click the line, move away, click again, and that is 35. And now you can see we have constraints where it has moved our circle to the very center of the other piece, the other boss that we made on top of here. Okay, let's click the next topic. So we are going to click Exit Sketch. And now we are going to add the third dimension, right? We're going to add thickness. And how much? It tells us that we're going to have blind, and we are going to do it 30 millimeters. So type in 30 under direction 1. If you rotate by using the middle mouse button, hold the middle mouse button down while you move the mouse, and it will rotate the part. All right. So once we have typed in 30, we can do the green check mark, and you can now see that it has added this cylinder to our part. Next topic. So we have the cylinder, but we want to put a hole in the cylinder. So we're going to extrude cut. So click the extrude cut icon and click on the top of the cylinder we just made. Anything we make now will start from that surface of the top of that cylinder. We're going to select the circle icon. And we are going to, if you hover and you go right to the edge of your circle, you're going to see that it makes a little plus sign right in the middle of your circle. And if you hover there, you can see that it gives us the yellow constraints box. Now, of course, that would do it here, right? We can get a constraint here. We can get a constraint here. But we want to constrain it to the very center of our previous circle. So we will click there. We'll make a circle, drag a circle away, and click the button again. Now, the size right now is unimportant. We did the what and the where. And we'll click the next topic and we'll put the size in. So we can go to Smart Dimension, select the outside of the circle, Move away, click the button again, and that is going to be 15. Type 15 and hit enter. And now you can see we have a 15 mm circle at the very center of our cylinder. We can click next. Now we're going to click exit sketch. Now in our other circle, we wanted to go all the way through. You can see here, if we would only put in 10, you can see from my screen, it would not go all the way through. So instead of trying to figure out what the thickness is of the whole part, we can change blind to through all, and it will go all the way through to the other side of the part, and click the green check. And now you can see we have a hole there now. Next topic. All right, now we're going to add fillets to this cylinder. We want to have nice smooth edges. So we'll click the fillet icon again. I'll click it here, and you can see that it highlights it in our toolbar. Now, where do we want fillets? Well, it tells us we want fillets on both this line and this line. So since we do, we can click just this surface, and you can see it gets both lines at one time. We also want to put fillets here, and if you rotate again to here, it will do it all the way around in that chain. The last part we want is down here at the bottom. Now it's kind of hard to see through that, so up at the top here you can see the display type. You can click on that and go to here where it says, go down and says hidden lines visible. So if I click that, now you can see it makes it takes away all the solid surfaces so that we can click through the model. So now we can click the bottom, and you can see that it makes the fillet there also. Now we can go back and change that to shaded with edges. Now we could have just rotated around and clicked the bottom, which I would have done. But this is to show you the function that you can use. Sometimes it's not so easy as that. Maybe it might be inside the part where you can't click at. And in those cases, you would want to use that view. So now we have all the surfaces selected that we want to have a round surface on. Click the next topic. All right. So now that we can click the green check mark here. Now you can see our part here looks nice and smooth edges. So we want to take this though, we don't want just one of these. We want 6 of these cylinders, but we don't want to have to do all those steps 6 times. So how can we do that? We can use a pattern to do this. So if we go up here at the top, view, hide show, and you can see temporary axes. If you click that, well, maybe this version doesn't want to do it. Well, you can see it here. Oh, there it is. You see this blue line right here. You can see the axis is right here. So what do we want to do? We want to go up and click. You can see where it says linear pattern. I'll click this here. It says linear pattern. You'll use the little drop down button and click circular pattern. All right. So select the temporary axis in the center of the part. This is where we're going to rotate from, right? All of our shapes that we make are going to rotate around the center of the part. And so we need to tell it, where is it going to, where are we going to rotate around? And so we need to give it a point of origin. So we select the very center. In the direction 1 area, we are going to put in 360 degrees. We want it to go from where we start all the way around. 360 makes a full circle. How many times? Well, since we want to have 6, so we will we will change that number to 6, the number of instances we want to have. Now, what do we want to make a pattern out of? So we will come down here to the bottom, and we can use this little drop here. If you see this little arrow next to here, we can come down and we can select, we want the cylinder that we had, the hole that we cut, and the fillet that we made. 360. I don't know why I don't want to let me. Okay, 360 degrees. We will select all of our pieces. Let's do it again. Something did not want to work right. Okay, 6 instances. Select the check mark, and now you can see that it's put in everything that we had made in the previous sketch. It has made the cylinder, it has made the hole, and has put the fillet in on all of them. We can click next topic. Now, it wants us to add, right? We want to add fillets to the rest of the part to make it nice and smooth. So if we go back to the fillet tool, and we have a 2mm fillet still, we don't need to select every single line. If we select just the bottom, you will see that it's going to select the chain. It's selected the chain all the way around. We can also select the line inside, and you can see it selected the chain all the way around. Hit the check mark, and now you can see their nice smooth edges. And now we can save our part. If you forgot where that is, you can click on the save icon there, and it will show you up top. So I hope that that explained the function a lot easier than just reading it. If you need to rewind, pause, start over, you should do this part several times so that you learn and memorize these functions so that when you need to use them in the future, that they just come naturally, that you'll just know exactly where each of these functions are. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to doing another part with you soon.